great way to invent your own lines and to create these cascading arpeggios up and down the fretboard is to take a look at the fretboard diagrams and map out the desired notes that you're looking for in each position and have that flow up and down the fretboard. So for example, for the major scale, I'll look at a fretboard diagram of all of the notes in the major scale, and I will carefully choose by ear and by feel the notes that I want in each section of the arpeggio. So for example, if I play this, you can see I'm moving down the positions, the diatonic positions. To create a nice line. Now what I did was I played an arpeggio on the 10th fret, but descending, then an arpeggio on the 8th fret, and then on the B or the 7th fret, then the 3rd fret, and the 1st fret. So I mapped those out. Now you might say, well, how do you map those out? Those fretboard diagrams are so important with this because you can really look at the notes that are available in the scale, and you can start to audition the notes and see what you really want to hear and what you want to create. So for me, it's an incredibly creative process. I can look at the fretboard diagrams, I can play through the notes to see what I like, for the sound, and then I can start to build these new and fresh ideas for myself. So this one turned out like this. Now this will work in the C major scale, but on a D minor chord or over an F major 7 sharp 11 chord or a G7 chord, for example. Now let's look at another scale. Instead of C major, let's look at C melodic minor. Now we can think of this as C minor major 7 or B7 altered, for example. So if we're thinking B7 altered, B7 sharp 9, sharp 5, we can create an ascending pattern. For me, this is a great way to build linear vocabulary and arpeggiated vocabulary and patterned vocabulary across the fretboard. And what I really love about this is that you can invent it yourself. You just have to look at the diagrams and get creative with the diagrams until you find something that you like. Now, this is a lot different process than transcribing. I believe in transcribing as well because that helps you to gain so many things that you can't get on your own. But there are some moments when you really want to invent things yourself. You really want to make up your own lines to create something that no one else has created. So this is a great way to do this, and you can create these very, very long lines like I just demonstrated. Now, one thing about it that's also great is that you can break these shapes, apart. You can take this long cascading arpeggio line and you can break it into sections so that you could use it over a set of chord changes so that you're not just tied down to the really long line. But I do recommend practicing these cascading arpeggios from beginning to end as a way to train your ear, work on your technique and build long lines.